Hello, Mechwarriors. Apparently, there's a code that goes out every once in a while, and I have it, and I'm willing to give it to you, and it gives you a free summoner. Not this summoner. This is Ill and Pain. This is one of my other summoners. But I'm going to show you the mech that comes in free, and you'll see it in the description. And also, I'll have it right here in the video, right here. See it? Alright, great. So, check it out. So, if we come down here, it's nothing but a G thing. This is the mech. You get a free summoner with this code. Limited time, I'm sure. But definitely get on board with this, because you're going to want to take advantage of this, because it's a free mech. And you can make these summoners into almost anything you want them to be. You can do a ballistics build, you can do an energy build, you can do a missile build, my kind of thing. Almost anything you can think of. And I'm obviously going to make it into some sort of a missile build. But, you know, it's a possibility for a ballistic build. And, you know, it's a decent mech. One of the nice things about these is they have jump jets. And for those people who don't like symmetry so much, that has a cockpit off to one side. Seriously, that drives me nuts. But you can do a lot of things with the summoner that you can't do with some other mechs. And because it has the jump jets built in, you kind of lose a little bit of armaments you can put on there. But it is a fairly tanky mech, and I'll show you what I mean. Now, if you take this thing at face value, this is set up with 6 SRM4s, which, you know, are a ton apiece. And it's got 2 tons of ammo, and it has a heavy small setup on it, and it has an ER large laser and a PPC. So, you know, you've got a nice right hook to deliver pain and suffering to people. And then you also have this ER large laser over here that also takes a little bit of range out as well. So you can do a punch pop here, either close quarters or at distance, because remember the ER PPC on clan mechs does not have a minimum distance. But neither does it on the inner sphere, but a lot of the inner sphere mechs do have, their PPCs do have a minimum range, so that's something to consider. Moving on. 4 double heat sinks. It does have jump jets built in, and the way this is sitting, the way it sets, it is a heat management of 1.15, firepower 75, which is a real number. Jump jets distance, it looks like 49.5 is the number rating. I don't know if that's meters. I've always been kind of skeptical on that, because I've tried actually measuring the height, and I don't feel like it's 49 meters. But it does get you up and down things, and more importantly, if you jump up on things, you have enough jump jet to protect you from killing your legs. We come down here and take a look at the quirks that this is built into. We have XP bonus of 2.5, yay. We have a clan pulse laser range of 25%. We have an energy range of 5%, laser heat generation of 5% reduction, energy cooldown of 10%, laser duration of minus 7.5%, clan PPC velocity of 5%. So there's probably the reason when they put the PPC on there. And then we also have, for survival, we have a base armor left arm of 15, right arm of 15. Base structure for the entire full body, you're getting plus 20. That's really nice. That's inner sphere levels. Crit chance receiving minus 20%. So these things are fairly tanky as they go. And then for mobility, we're getting a torso yaw angle of 20%. So this is just essentially a mech you don't have to buy if you were thinking about getting one of these, or you're thinking about trying a summoner. And there's a lot of different things you can do with summoners, realistically. I've been always a big fan of doing 6 ATM3s on here, or 6 LRM5s. That gives you a really nice cooldown on the LRMs as well. I've never been a big fan of doing punchy PPCs, but if you wanted to strip out these pieces here, and go to dual PPCs, you could do that. Strip these out, and then you could go with additional armor. You still have a lot of room here to wiggle with. And with these 2, you have a heat management of 1.55. Now, having 2 PPCs on a heavy mech, that's no big deal. So you probably want to make sure you add some additional toys to go with it. I probably would go with 4 SRM4s and call it a day. keep it at, you know, pretty simple. So you've got something that gives you some distance, and then you got something that gives you some firepower in the ranges, short ranges, that is. So there's a lot of different things. Now, the first thing I would do with this, if I was doing this, is I would max out some of the armors in some of the places. 14 armor in the rear, that's just giving armor away in my book. These aren't just YouTube builds. These are realistic builds that I run in my builds all the time. So 2 armor in the rear, I do this all the time. Good situational awareness on the battlefield, knowing your close quarters engagements and stuff, is really going to save you in the long run. So this is, without any skills added to it, it's got some decent amount of armor. It's still sitting right around the medium range of armor as far as I'm concerned in the left and right torso, especially if you're talking like an Intersphere mech or something. And definitely give you at least 50 in the legs. It's just a number. Sacrifice a little bit here, and then you can bring your armors up a little bit on the arms. This is where your weapons are. This is where you fight. You want to make sure that your torsos and your arms have a decent chance of surviving. So maybe we sit there, and then we just bump up the armor until we get at 50. Scratch that down 1 so we can get a little bit more. So now we're sitting at a good amount of armor for the legs, and full armor everywhere else except for the head. We went down 1 point on the head. And so we have 5 tons to play with now left over. So now I would consider probably going with some SRM4s. And then a ton of ammo to go with it. You're just going to use these for close engagements. It's not like you're going to be firing these across the battlefield. So now you have a decent mech. It's going to do 52 damage. It's got range. And you got your SRM4s. And there's a plethora of things you can do. You can change the omnipods out on these things. You can do so much with them. If we grab a... let's see here. We got a ballistic and an AMS right there. And we go over to the left torso, and that was a D. You get a ballistic and an AMS again. So now you have dual AMS on a build. You've got some ballistic items you can add onto this. You can do laser or ballistic AMS, save your heat. A lot of different things you can do there. I've actually done this build before, and you go to the Proto 2 or Proto Force, I think it is. Go with like 4 tons of ammo. And then go with some what was it? The micro pulse. Where'd it go? There it is. And then you want to go with since you've got really good heat management, 1.53, go with laser AMS. That way you don't have to store ammo. Now you got a punchy little thing here that's these are gonna rip out damage really quick. Nice cooldown on these. And then you have the Proto Force. If you feel like you want to stretch it a little bit, maybe you can go Proto 8s on here. You know, it's up to you. But there's a lot of things you can do with this mech build. See, there we go. We got Proto 8s on board, and we got a good ballistic output. We still have a decent heat management, and you would still have right around 4 tons, maybe 5 tons of ammo, and be able to reach out and touch somebody. So there's a lot of things you can do, like I said. But don't forget to get the free mech while it lasts, and I know I did, apparently. And you can do some cool paint jobs with this. By the way, if you like that, having that big drum up here or that big keg up on top, there's a one where you can do a torso on the left torso where you do, I think it's a laser here, and then you get a single missile point, and that's where you get the big keg that sits up on the shoulder.